Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, Airsoft Gaming, and today we're back with another episode of Thespian Thursdays, where you guys ask the questions and I answer them here on the channel every Thursday, Japan time. If you want to ask a question, leave a comment down below. But before that, like, comment, subscribe, engage with the video, let it be pushed by the algorithm because YouTube hates me and my videos if they are not polls. But anyway, ladies, gentlemen, and my often forgotten, but not by me, M1928 Thompsons. What is going on, guys? Today, we are talking about not a question that somebody asked me, but something I kind of thought about. So I didn't really have anything really particularly interesting or something I haven't done already asked in last week's video. And this is, where do you take a person for their first airsoft game? In Japan, anyway, because that's all I can really speak for. But where do you go for your first airsoft game ever? And I divided it into two kind of categories. It's either indoor or outdoor. So what we're going to do is I'm going to talk about indoor first and talk about what's good and bad, and then I'm going to talk about outdoor and then talk about what's good and bad, and then my recommendations for those of you who are living in Japan or if you are going to visit Japan sometime in the future, where you should go for your first experience. So, if you haven't watched a video that I've made way back called Indoor versus Outdoor, go check that out. It's called Airsoft in Japan, Indoor versus Outdoor, which is better. This kind of stems off that same kind of thing, but we're just going to be talking about it more in a broad stroke kind of video today. So, indoor Airsoft in Japan, okay? I'm going to tell you why it's good. It's good because it's convenient. Now, the times to go play Airsoft indoor in Japan is split into two time slots. You have the morning slot and then you have the night slot. And some places do midnight slots, but you usually have Ichibu and Nibu. So the first group and then second group. So the first group usually plays about 9 all the way to like 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock depending. And then the second group plays from 4 o'clock to 10 o'clock. And usually the morning is more favored, so it's a little bit more expensive than the night game because you don't want to go home late. But that being said, that time advantage gives you more flexibility, right? So you don't have to wake up at like 6 o'clock in the morning to go head out to the field or whatever like that. You can just wake up at like normal time and then head there, take your time, get there at like 3 or 4 o'clock, set up for an hour, do your thing, and then play for 4 or 5 hours, right? Just going home can be a little bit tough, so just make sure you had those arrangements ready. But yeah, time is really good for indoor. You also don't need to like dress up or like get ready to get dirty or anything like that like you would outdoor. Like you don't have to wear like your throwaway jeans or whatever. You could just wear whatever clothes you want. I've seen literal chicks just coming up in their curtain pants, dresses and skirts and stuff and just coming to play airsoft. Man's just usually come in a t-shirt and compression and shorts. That's kind of like the meta here. And people come in cosplay. So like it's very, very like casual in terms of its dress wear. So it's really nice. Usually there's really nice facilities. It's really conveniently located somewhere. So near a station or in an urban area. Some places are a little bit far and they're kind of in suburban areas or industrial areas, so you have to like take a bus or something like that. But it's not like you're going out to a mountain or you're driving 3 hours out somewhere to a field in the middle of a mine field or something like that. Like I think there's one field called Rock 254. It's like in the middle of like a mine, not a minefield, where they do like mining, like irrigation, like that kind of thing, like an actual like mine, like it's near that kind of area. But anyway, or you're not going out to the woods or anything like that. So it's really conveniently located. Some fields are like only 10 minutes from the station. Some are like 5. Really nice and easy to get to. In terms of its gameplay, indoor is very action-packed. So there's a lot of action always happening all the time, which can be a con. But if you're looking for action, you're just trying to get shot, or you're trying to shoot people, blah, 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 just trying to get into it and really have like a really action-packed time, then indoor is really great to go. And also the best part is there's no weather influence. You don't have to worry about rain or snow or super hot heat or super cold. The facilities are usually, and I say usually, they're usually well equipped and you have aircon and heating and all that stuff. Some places don't. Some places just rely on whatever the outdoor weather is plus inside insulation. And that's basically it. Now let's talk about the bad of indoor. The engagements are very, very close. There is, if you're watching this from the States or whatever, there are no bang, bang, parlay, any of that BS rules here in Japan. It's you can get shot point blank, like literally point blank. I got shot one time, like literally the guy had his muzzle on my back and he just shot it. And I was like, okay, I guess I'm dead. because the speeds are really low, you're only up to like 0.98 max. Most indoor fields only go up to like 92 or 8 or 90. So like they're really slow compared to like American. It still hurts, but it's not like it's going to rip holes in your clothes. So engagements are super close. So it can hurt a lot more. That being said, like your reaction speed has to be really, really good for indoor. And also you don't know where the hell you're getting shot at from half the time. It could be if you don't know the map, like you'll just get kecked from like a random ass angle or a cheese hole or something like that. So it can be very, very difficult for a brand new player, and that's kind of the not so good thing about indoor. I know some people like to just have the thrill of just kind of being shot at and just trying to be cool and moving around and stuff and clearing. Yes, but if you're trying to get out there and like trying to fight and you're trying to like get a lot of kills, it can be pretty hard, especially if you're in a random group where there's a mixed lobby. Unless you're going to like a beginner event or something like that, then it's going to be pretty difficult in terms of difficulty of the field in the actual game. That being said, also the visibility can be really hard because it's dark a lot. I don't know why. They just like dark fields for some reason. A lot of CQB fields are just dark, so you need like flashlights, and you can get flashlighted. Like there's tracers, that's tracer BBs, like the glowing green BBs. They can be flying at your face. Like it can be a little bit traumatizing to see all that coming. You just see all these kind of laser beams coming at you, or you just see gray BBs coming at you, and you don't even see them. They just hit you, right? So it can be a little bit scary and a little bit difficult because you really have to, have your gun up. You have to have good trigger discipline because you could be running into your teammates. They could be coming at it anywhere. So it takes a lot of practice to get good at indoor. But that being said, it does have a lot of good points to it because it's just super convenient to get to, and it's just super easy to get into the game. Just in terms of just like, if you just want to casually hop in, it's just right there. People just show up at like 6 after work and just, with their pistols and stuff like that. But let's talk about outdoor now. So outdoor, okay. It's good because it's a lot more relaxed, okay? So there's a lot more relaxed vibe. There's a lot more mil-simmy. Mans are kind of just chilling, and I just felt like the general vibes compared to indoor, people are a lot more friendly outdoor, and they're just kind of having a good time, while indoor can be a little bit more competitive, where there's a lot of UABers, speed softers. Even though there aren't that many like speed softening enabling rules here in Japan, I forgot to mention that. So indoor, the rules are really strict. Like you can't run, you can't slide, you can't jump, you can't overkill spam. There's ammo limits half the time, so maybe 100 BBs, 300 BBs, so you can't just be spamming down lane like it's how it is in America. Like there are limits, so it's more of just about 1-2 tap, 3-2 tap, but it's still scary. But anyway, rules are a lot more strict compared to outdoor, where you can run, you can slide. It'll hurt though. You can jump, you can do all that. There's ricochet kills outdoor. Meanwhile, indoor there are no ricochet kills half the time, right? And then distances are a lot farther. So engagements are more up to 30 meters, 40 meters. So you can see those BBs coming at you. You have the chance to actually see where the enemies are and stuff like that. And it gives you time to react. So if you see something, you don't have to like do jiggle peeks or anything crazy like that. You can just do a regular peek, blah, 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 go back in, go back out. It's super relaxed, and you can just make jokes. Like it's that much. Sometimes you won't even find that much action unless you go to try and find it. So outdoor is a lot more laissez-faire when it comes to its rules and its play style. Now, why is it bad? Just getting this out of the way, you have to wake up super freaking early for half the fields, because sometimes the field is really fucking far away. Like for where I am, a lot of the great fields are like in Chiba or Saitama, and that's like 2 to 3 hours by train or by car. So it's really expensive to get there. And then you have to pay for lunch, and then you have to pay for the food, and you have to wake up at like 5, and then you don't get home till like 8 or 9. Super far, super inconvenient. Not all places have shuttle buses where you can go from a station to the field. So I only end up going to fields that actually have shuttle buses that go to the field. So like Tenku and stuff like that. So fields don't have shuttle buses, I'm not going because I don't have a car. And now I got to get a car. No. And also it's weather dependent outside. So because of this weather dependency, sometimes you'll have a bad day because it's really, really too hot to play outside in the summer. Even though gas blowback is amazing outside, It could be literally too hot. You can get a heat stroke. It could also be really, really cold if you don't really like the cold. It's not much of a problem, but if you run gas blowback, for example, you're not gonna have fun out there because we use duster gas. We don't have green gas here to make higher pressure gas. So if duster gas gets cold, it's done. And rain will literally cancel games for the. You could plan the whole day out. Every time I planned a game on a Sunday to go out with my boys, it ends up raining or close to raining every time, and it's so annoying. Raining usually doesn't stop the game, but if it's a really, really heavy rain, the game is canceled for the day. So you got to have a backup plan where you might go in case it does rain. And last one, visibility can be a little bit hard, especially if you play in a place like Woodland. Like, Woodland is... I would not recommend Woodland ever. It's hard enough to see people because of just how far they are, and you can't even see your BBs when you're shooting half the time. Woodland makes it even worse. So I do not recommend ever going to Woodland unless you're really, really experienced and you have a really good, like a magnifier or a sniper or something like that. Do not go to Woodland here in Japan because you just don't have those ranges to engage those people. So I would recommend going to something called Shigaisen, which is outdoor fields, but like an urban setting like Tenku. It's like a standard 3-lane map. It's like a big Call of Duty map kind of thing. Some places have like towns and stuff like that and little barricades and stuff. And that's where I'd recommend you go when we're talking about outdoor CQB. Woodland can go eat my ass for breakfast. That being said, what do I recommend at the end of the day? Do you go to indoor or do you go to outdoor for a beginner? A beginner, I would totally take you out to outdoor CQB, a place like Tenku. I took my boy who never ever played airsoft ever in his life, didn't even touch a gun, anything, and he had a really great time and he got a couple kills and he was just able to vibe with us and we wasn't under so much of that pressure, and he had a really good time at Tenku, which is an outdoor CQB field. I did take out a group of friends last year around this time, actually October, to Tenguyama field. It's not a bad field. I'm not saying any of these fields are bad. I'm just saying kind of the pros and cons. So we went out to Tenguyama and the weather was like, it just rained, so it was super foggy. We couldn't see anything. Enemies were hidden in the trees. Like there was a mountain at the scale. We almost fell and wiped the fuck out. So it's just kind of really dangerous, and it wasn't really that fun. And they had never played airsoft since, so I don't think it was a good sign. When we went to indoor fields, a field I would recommend right now is Area 41. I would 100% recommend that one because it's a pretty wide open field. They have the most lax rules in terms of like running, sprinting, all that kind of stuff, and high speed limits. So you can use kind of any gun you can. Area 41. They play games a lot, very, very quickly, so you have a lot of chances to try and get back into the fray. So I would recommend Area 41 in Yokohama if you wanted to check that out. Asobiba is also another viable option. They are super convenient to get to because whatchamacallit, Asobiba is a beginner kind of friendly field, so it's more about for just drop-in casuals. But that being said, they have a pretty hardcore crowd, so a lot of the regulars that go there are really, really skilled. So you get a really mixed bag of which players in there. That being said, Asobiba is very, very strict in terms of the rules because they're trying to protect the noob. So there's no speed walking, there's no sliding, there's no jumping. There's 100 BB limits. The speed is the lowest you can go. It's like I think 90 here, and yeah, it can be very strict, but it is very noob friendly. They do run a lot of noob friendly games like what is it? Shoshinsha only, so only beginners. They do like handgun games and stuff like that, so it's more of a kind of chain corporation kind of thing. Asobiba is an okay field to go if it's near you and it's convenient, but I would recommend Area 41 over that. Fields that I would avoid as a beginner, absolute beginner, definitely anything Woodland for sure. Anything super far away from you, because I think you'll have more. Yeah, I think if you don't have a good time, end up having a good time, you're gonna just regret it more. Because you spent so much time and money just to get there. So try and find a CQB field that's an outdoor CQB field that's close to you, maybe like an hour, under 2 hours, so you're not feeling too bad about that. And then an indoor field that I would definitely avoid is Black Fox. And I'm not shitting on Black Fox or anything like that. It's just that field is very, very particular in terms of its play style and player base. And it's not really like, noob friendly. It's not even really average player friendly. It's very, very difficult field. There isn't really kind of like sneaking around and, getting behind a piece of cover, mounting up and clearing rooms and stuff like that. It's literally just, can you can you have your gun up as fast as you can and just react into, in a maze? So it can be very, very difficult, and I wouldn't recommend. I've seen players that have come to Black Ops for the first time and they just quit halfway because it's just too hard. So somewhere that's really easy to go. Tenku for outdoors. If you're on the east side of Japan, of Kanto, I would say like Tokyo Sabage Park if you're close enough. And then if you can go indoor, I'd say Area 41 or any of the Asobiba chains. But anyway, that's all I got, guys. This gave me a great idea. Maybe I'll do a ranking of the fields here in Japan that I recommend in Kanto, like my top 10 or my top 5 fields I would recommend. Yeah, maybe actually I'll do that. If you guys want me to do that, let me know in the comment section down below, and maybe we can do a video on my top 5 fields here in Japan. But anyway, guys, let me know in the comment section down below what you want to see next and what you want to hear next on Testament Thursday. This video is kind of long, and let me know if you ever want to play Airsoft in Japan. If you are living in Japan, hit me up on Discord. Maybe we can get a game together, get a game going, and we can have a good time. But if you're not in Japan, tell me when you're in Japan, and then we'll come out and play. Your boy's ready. But anyway, guys, that's all I got for today. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Young out.